thank you all for being here. My name's Adam Burrish, and we're excited to have this crowd here. This is incredible. The energy's incredible. This is a historic night in the Blackhawks organization. I think we all know why we're here right now, but let's just get a little introduction. Tonight we welcome back one of the greatest players in not only this organization's history, but the entire National Hockey League. This player was one of the best teammates I ever had. In his 19-year NHL career, he won 3 Stanley Cups, scored 525 goals in over 1,300 career games. He played with the Ottawa Senators, Atlanta Thrashers, Pittsburgh Penguins, yes, the Detroit Red Wings, we forgive you. And then finishing his career right here with the Chicago Blackhawks. I could go on and on and on about all his accolades, but I say we get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in officially welcoming back Marian Hossa. We'll have a couple questions with everybody up here, and we'll start with Marion. We'll kind of go back to the beginning. Take us back to 2009. You could have signed anywhere. You could have played for any team in the league you wanted to. You chose Chicago. Why'd you choose Chicago?
Well, first of all, hello everyone. It's amazing coming to the city after almost 4 years and seeing all the great fans, which I had the best memories while I was here during my contract, and it's amazing, and thank you for coming. And Adam, answer your question, why I came to Chicago. I had a couple options when I was free agent after my second loss in Detroit, and I wanted to win, and I just saw Chicago Blackhawks was coming up really young, potential team to be really good for a long time, and playing for Original Six, great city with a fan base. It was something I was deciding not really hard. You know, there was easy choice. There was a couple other teams, but to be Original Six playing for this team was something probably meant to be for me. And I'm glad that was my best decision ever. And I'm just glad I did that signing to Chicago.
I remember when Rocky brought you here and there was a press conference, and all us players watched it, and it kind of felt like this right now, where it was in the stadium, all the fans were around, there was kids around. Take us back to that moment in that press conference and what that feeling was like for you.
Yeah, so I arrived in Chicago and we entered United Center, and we were walking down. At the time, I signed my teammate, Tomas Kopecki, and we were walking down the stairs, and we saw the people, lots of kids, and we were like, I'm hitting him, he's like, this is crazy. He's like, where are we? So that was just amazing welcome, and this is even better. You know, thanks again for coming. It's amazing to see you guys after a long time.
We have the chairman, Rocky Wirtz, here with us tonight, and for you, Rocky, a lot of people say this may be the greatest free agent signing in Chicago sports history, bringing Marian Hossa to Chicago. When you made this signing, did you envision the impact this guy would have on the organization and the city?
Well, quite frankly, I was just hoping for one Stanley Cup. It had been 49 years, 2010, and I'll never forget, after 2010, we took the team picture, we were about going to load the buses. Marion, they had their uniforms on, he was the last one off the ice. I looked at Marion and I said, did you make the right decision? He just gave this look like, you know, you're full of you-know-what.
And the new general manager, Kyle Davidson, how about a round of applause for Kyle? Kyle, when you look at a player like Marion and you're trying to build a team here, what are some attributes from watching, you know, growing up like you and I watching Marion, what are some attributes a guy like Marian Hossa brings to a Stanley Cup team?
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying you need great players to win the Stanley Cup, and Marion certainly fills, you know, that bill. But you also need the ability to win multiple ways. You need to have players that are proficient offensively, defensively, and Marion excels at both ends of the ice. Not only is he a great offensive player, he's at 100-point season, 90-plus point season, over 40 goals multiple times, but also his two-way defensive responsibility is elite. And so just that versatility and ability to impact the game at both ends of the ice is something that, you know, a cup team needs, and that's exactly what he brought to the Blackhawks.
Looking back on some of your moments, Marion, I think back to the Nashville series in 2010, Game 5. You scored an overtime winner that game. When you think back of that moment, what are some memories that come back from that game?
I think there was a moment kind of break the ice. You know, we were down. We tried to score a goal. I made a penalty. Obviously, I wasn't expecting going for 5 minutes on a penalty box, but that's what happened. And I was like, wow, we have to kill this penalty. And I was hoping, you know, somebody could score. And obviously, Kaner scored the huge goal to tie the game up. Last couple seconds left. And I was still going to the dressing room because I knew there is still like minute something left going to the penalty box. And that was fresh of clean ice. You know, they had a really good power play with the Shea Weber on a blue line. I was just like hoping, you know, we're going to kill that penalty. Guys did excellent job. We killed that penalty. And I just went straight to the net. We had a puck in our zone. And all of a sudden, Brent Sopel shoot. Puck that deflected. Came to me, and I just shoveled it to the net. And what a relief, and what an amazing moment. And after that, I think there was a turning point because we had a great team. But I felt like that game we won, you know, gave us so much lift. And we were, since then, on the roll.
So then we go to that end of that playoff run. We get to the end of that playoff run, and you had just gone 2 consecutive seasons of losing in the finals. We go to Philadelphia. We thump them and hoist that cup in Philly. What was that moment like, finally having Jonathan Toews hand you that Stanley Cup for the first time?
I mean, you know, when you're a little kid, you're dreaming, and my dream was to win Stanley Cup. And you fail first time, you fail second time, and just my mentality was, you know, don't stop, because you know you're good, you know your qualities, you know you're in a good team. So don't think too much, just go out, play, and work hard, and good things will happen. And finally, you know, in Philadelphia, when Kaner scored the biggest goal, just what a relief when Johnny Toews handed me the cup, and for the first time I felt the weight of the cup, and I said, wow, this is why I play, this is why I have a great teammates, and I'm lucky, you know, to finally win.
Rocky, you see that moment, you see somebody like Marion hoist the cup, you put this together. What were your emotions then, seeing kind of all this work finally come together?
Well, first of all, I'd say that Marion was a catalyst for 3 Stanley Cups. The Hawks had never won it. Yes, they had great teammates, but he was a catalyst behind those great teammates. And in 2010, it had been 49 years, and it was like the monkey was off our back. I said, now we understand what winning's like, and it felt pretty good.
So then we go to the 17 seconds, the famous 17 seconds in Boston. What do you remember most from that night? What were the emotions like? Scoring 3 goals in 17 seconds, then hoisting your second Stanley Cup.
That was craziness. Obviously, we were down. That was really tough game. The Boston played really well, and we pulled the goalie, I remember, and we had the pressure in their zone. Obviously, you know, we won the puck down low. Puck came to Brian Bickle. He scored a goal. Whole bench went nuts, you know, and. Before we were like still celebrating the 4th line jump on the ice, you know, and we still like celebrate a little bit on the bench. They couldn't believe it. We finally scored last couple of seconds left. And all of a sudden, 4th line jump, you know, before we sit down from the celebrating, you know, got the water in your mouth, start watching the game again, there was another goal. You're like, what? This is what just happened, you know, in a final game, you score in 17 seconds left. It was unbelievable. And you still have a chills right now, you know, to think about it. In a main game, you're scoring 2 goals and winning the hockey game like that. I never saw the Garden, the Boston Garden, that quiet. And that was just amazing.
And then we get into the 3rd Stanley Cup. For me, it must have been maybe one of the most special ones, because you got to do it right here at the United Center in front of all these fans. What was that emotion like? You just won 2, they were both on the road. Now you get a chance to do it right here at home.
Yeah, so I remember waking up in a hotel room, and the bus was waiting outside, and there was like storm, like heavy storm. And we're sitting in a bus, I think with the guys, with Johnny Taves. We're looking outside like, what's going on out there, you know? Like, we're gonna win, you know, because the storm is coming. And we drive to the stadium, and we start the game really well. You know, goalie played unbelievable. Corey Crawford stood on his head. The whole team played excellent defensively, and we scored some goals. And finally, in my third final, when we win, I had a little cushion at the end, because first one just ended up in overtime. You know, you're still on the needles. Second one, 17 seconds. You are not sure what's going on. But in the third one, you had a cushion 2 goals, and you finally, last couple of minutes, you can start enjoying the feeling with all the fans in a building, in your building, and it was just amazing feeling.
Was the third one different for you, Rocky, doing it here at the United Center?
Well, it was to win it in front of our fans was really special. As I said, the first Stanley Cup was great, but there's nothing like sharing it with your fans in your home building.
Last one for Marion. You know, you now live in Slovakia. That's where you're back home now. You raised your family here. This is where you felt like this is where your career really exploded. What do these people mean to you? What does this city mean to you? And how special will this place always be to you?
Yeah, well, I have to thank Rocky, you know, when he gave me the opportunity to sign here as a free agent. And, you know, I got so many great memories. And obviously, over the years, I make so many friends. You know, I meet with lots of these fans in different events, and this city, you know, it's like my second home, because my daughter was born here, and it's always gonna be that way. And I just want to thank you guys, because Chicago is a special place for me, and I mean it. Thank you.
Well, I think that's all the time we have. I know Marion doesn't want to sit and talk about himself all night here. So I think let's get to the important stuff here. We'll have Kyle come up, and tonight we'll have Marian Hossa officially sign his one-day contract to retire a Chicago Blackhawk. Well, thank you all for coming, and I would encourage you all to make sure to keep an eye on the Jumbotron tonight, as there will be another very important announcement that you won't want to miss. Thanks you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Marian Hossa.